Good morning and welcome to the next episode on the RetroBrown channel. Today we are doing a solo run with just Haunter, the middle stage evolution of the Ghastly line. This will round out the Ghastly line for us in solo runs in Gen 1. So I'm quite excited for this one because both Ghastly and Gengar have done phenomenally well. And Haunter itself, I'm expecting a similar level of quality. So it's got a base stat total of 405, which for a middle stage evolution is pretty average. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun run, I think. Trinket Major is gonna be our rival for today. Thank you for subscribing, and let's get on with the run. So the major thing to point out, we have this incredible special stat at 115. Like, that's insane for a middle stage evolution. We've got 95 speed to work with as well, which means we're pretty much going to outspeed most things in this entire run. But the HP, attack, and defense are very, very low. Which isn't the worst thing because, to be fair, being that ghost type in Gen 1, it also means that up until a lot of the early game, we're not even going to be hit by anything whatsoever. So what do? We use Nightshade, we deal 5 damage out, and then we move on to Brock because, as we pointed out with Ghastly, it is very possible to do this at minimum battles with a Ghastly, which means it should be the same when it comes to a Haunter. So let's move on to Brock, and we will soon find out how quickly we can do this. Looking at the level up moveset we get, we only get 2 moves via level up. We get Hypnosis and we get Dream Eater at level 29 and then 38. What we're going to have to rely on quite a lot is going to be our TM moveset, because we do get a good range of things. If we can get Ice type moves, it would be even better, but wow, yeah. And we actually do take some damage in this early game. We lose 2 HP to this Weedle, and we move up to level 7 going into Brock's fight. Now, being level 7 makes it a little bit easier because Nightshade does damage based on your level. We also we bump into the Light Years trainer because I was not paying attention, to be honest, but either way, it means we can get a few more levels, and that just makes Brock even easier. We're level 10 going into Brock, and we're just going to heal up and get our PP back quickly because Nightshade's only got 15 PP to work with, and I'm not 100% sure that I had enough to do it at this point. So yeah, we did have to go back, heal up, and we've lost a little bit of time here, which I was not expecting to do so early on in the game. But Nightshade is just the perfect move against Brock here because they cannot do anything against us. Most annoying thing though is the fact that they can use Bide, and that damage can accumulate up. So when he does use Bide, we use Confuse Ray, and then we take the win very, very comfortably. So we've made great time already on this video. Let's move through to Mount Moon and see what else we can pick up. We can't pick up Mega Punch, even though Haunted technically does have hands. And another TM that we can really pick up in Mount Moon. The next one that we actually can pick up is going to be Thunderbolt, which is going to be all the way to Lieutenant Surge for. For now, we need to make do with the moves that we have right here. We could use Bide if we really wanted to, but there's no real point of using it when we've got Nightshade, which can deal set damage every single turn. I want to see how we do against Misty first, because if we can beat Misty, Nugget Bridge is it's quicker if you beat Misty and then go through Nugget Bridge to complete that and then move on to Vermilion City. So yeah, it's always good to see if we can beat Misty straight away. And I don't want to use all my Nightshades up before even getting to her, just like we do with Brock. So here we go, let's see how we do against Misty. We're level 19 after all of the fights that we have optionally done. And the Staryu goes down without even dealing any damage. Next up is Starmie, and I am going to try and confuse them before I even start. But I misclick on a second confusion, meaning we didn't get enough damage in at the time. Second time though, they go for X defense to start off with. We get Confuse Rays in, and we don't misclick here. And then we use Nightshade to get ourselves a win. Pretty good first fight. And that means we can now move on to the rival on Nugget Bridge. Now, Nightshade is still our best move here. And it's always more preferable to be a higher level to do this at. Because we can pretty much take out all of his Pokemon in 2 or 3 hits. Now, Nightshade, once we can take down the Abra, in Gen 1, this actually in theory, Nightshade shouldn't actually hit normal type Pokemon. I don't think it does in later generations. But in Gen 1, things are coded weirdly, so Nightshade, even though it's a ghost type move, can hit normal type Pokemon. A little bit of trivia for you. Let's see how we do against the rival on the SSN. Now, because we're level 22, we are just taking names with Nightshade, but we are running out of PP extremely quickly, meaning we really need to get to a stage where we are getting more moves very, very quickly. Now, as long we managed to just have enough Nightshades to beat the entire fight here, we can go and pick up Cut from the Shipmaster, and then we can go and get our second move, which is going to be Thunderbolt. Now, to get Thunderbolt, we need to go and beat Surge, which is going to be an easy fight anyway, because a lot of his Pokemon do use normal type moves, apart from the Pikachu and the Raichu who use Thunder Shock, Thunder Wave, and Thunderbolt. But because our special is so high, those attacks won't do very much on us whatsoever. As you can see there, Thunder Shock barely did less than 10 HP. We get Thunderbolt, and we move on to Rock Tunnel. Now, Rock Tunnel is going to be pretty easy, really. We're still relying heavily on Nightshade, as Thunderbolt is resisted by the Rapinless trainer. But a lot of these Pokemon, they're either using Poison Powder, they're using Sleep Powder, they're using Wrap. There's not much they can do against us, so the Rapinless is actually a very easy fight this time round. Pokemaniac, for the third video in a row, is actually quite a hard fight again. His Cubone uses Bone Club to deal big damage out. And if we had Mega Drain at this point, it'd be even easier. But, either way, the Exploding Hiker just looks at the fact we got a Ghost Pokemon and just sends all 3 of his Pokemon to the grave with Self-Destruct. That is funny, like, Self-Destruct can't hurt us, but we can use Self-Destruct and Explosion ourselves. If I'm right, that was actually a very popular tactic for Gengar and Haunter in Gen 1 VGC. VGC or competitive. It was actually a very popular, like, very popular strategy to have an exploding Gengar. Very weird, but either way. Talk through the entire rival fight because it was kind of boring. We just sweep through it. And we're going to go and pick up Fly so we can start traversing all of Kanto very, very easily. So I'm going to go straight back to Viridian City because there's a move that I want that I can't be bothered waiting another 8 levels for. We can go and get Dream Eater from the TM over at this guy here. Now we've got Cut. And then we can go and pick up Psychic from Mr. Psychic in Saffron City. And our moveset is now stacked. Completely stacked. We've got Hypnosis, we've got Thunderbolt, we've got Dream Eater, we've got Psychic. What a moveset this is. Like, fantastic moveset. We can sweep through most Pokemon so easily with this. The only thing that would make this moveset even better is if we got Ice Beam. Like, it would be great if we got Ice Beam on this. And Erica is just not going to be a challenge for us whatsoever. Once we can use Hypnosis on her, we can Dream Eater to get all of our HP back. This moveset is amazing. And we are making such great time here. My aim for this video is to see if we can beat Gengar's time. And Gengar finished the top of S tier with about 3 hours and 9 minutes, I think it was. And I think it was around about level 56 off the top of my head. So that is our aim here, to try and beat the game before those stats and those times. Giovanni is no problem whatsoever, and that moves us on to Lavender Tower. We can flush out the rockets, get the Poker Flute, and open up the game a lot more. Now, we do level up very quickly, so our level is quite high for this point in the game, which means it's actually a good chance to go over to Silphco next and see how we do against the rival. If we can beat the rival here, this is the most optimum, quick way to get through the game. Once you've finished Lavender Tower, you go straight to Silphco, and then you go and beat Fuchsia. And yeah, it's just the easier way to go about doing it. The Alakazam is going to be an issue though. As you can see there, we just got one-shotted and outsped by it, and that's not a good position to be in. We really need to take it out in one hit, so we need to get the Hypnosis to work. Thunderbolt will just do decent damage against the first 2 Pokemon, although we don't take out the Gyarados in one. That's not a good sign considering it's 4 times effective. So we can get our HP back against the Growlithe. going to take a couple of Dream Eaters. It wakes up straight away pretty much. And thankfully the Alakazam this time went for Confusion. So we're going to use Dream Eater to get a tiny bit of HP back. And then chip away with Thunderbolt. That brings us to the Venusaur, which is weak to Psychic type moves. Probably should have chosen Charizard. To be fair, with this moveset there was not really one of the starters that would have been more powerful than the others. So either way, we beat the rival for second time, we get our Lapras, and then we move on to Giovanni. Now Giovanni's not going to be a problem whatsoever here, of course. He's got Normal type Pokemon. It's only if he gets a ground type attack in, which does big damage, that we'll have an issue. But Psychic is just taking names, so we don't have to worry about that at all, really. Majority of ground and rock type Pokemon are quite slow, so we don't have to worry when it comes to Giovanni. We take the win, and we probably should go against Sabrina next, really, just to really optimise the time. But considering how badly we did against the Alakazam, I'm actually going to go down to Fuchsia and get a quicker win against Koga first and get a few levels here. Because that's going to be a much easier time than going against Sabrina, really. If we even get hit by one Psychic, we would probably do really badly in that fight. So let's see how we do against Koga. I mean, this is Koga, we're a Psychic-type Pokemon. This is going to be a bit of a whitewash. We hit 4 Psychics and we get 4 KOs. Oh, we don't. We hit 5 Psychics to get 4 KOs. That's annoying. Okay. Well, we do pick up Toxic, which is a decent move to have just in the backup. But I'm very happy with the moveset we already have. It means we can then go to the Safari Zone, get Surf, and then move on to Sabrina, because we need to do this at some point or other, and we might as well do it now before we go over to Blaine. So first up is the Kadabra. If we can hit the Hypnosises, we can... yeah, we won't win. Let's try that again. If we get better luck with Hypnosis, we should be okay. We hit the first Hypnosis, and it stays asleep this time. We've used the PP ups on Thunderbolt because we want to utilise a lot more, because there's a lot of Pokemon that Thunderbolt will be super effective against. Thankfully, the Alakazam, even though it outspeeds, only went for Psywave, and it goes for Psywave twice. Come on, Sabrina. That is not the optimum Psychic type move to be using. We get the 6th badge and move on to Cinnabar Island. Now, Cinnabar Island should be an easy fight for us. Pretty much, as long as we can outspeed, we should be golden here. We're level 42 here, so we're at a very good level. We get up to level... we managed to get the Growlithe to sleep, and 2 Psychics will take it down. A critical Psychic takes out the Ponyta, and then the Rapidash will go down to 2 more Psychics. Last up is the Arcanine, who goes for Ember of all things first, and then we use Dreamy to get all of that HP back, and then Psychic for the win. Level 44, that's a pretty low level to beat Blaine at, and I'm quite happy with that result. That means now we can move over to Giovanni for the final gym fight, and then move on to the Elite Four. And we are making great time. It is right now on par with Gengar, if only by a few seconds. It is really doing well here. So, if you want to get through Giovanni's gym as quick as you can, pretty much you've only got 2 mandatory trainers you need to go against. You got this guy with the Rhyhorn, and then you've got this guy with the 3 Pokemon from the Machop line. But as long as you've got Psychic on your moveset, you will sweep through these incredibly quickly. As you can see here, we've barely spent a minute, and we've taken out 2 trainers, and we're already going to be over at Giovanni in less than a minute. There we go. So let's see how we do here. We should sweep through this entire fight incredibly quickly. We're at level 44 here. But annoyingly, we don't actually take out Pokemon in one shot still because of our lower level. We are going to maybe take some damage, but it won't be too much. Yeah, a little Poison Sting damage, that's all we take. 2 Psychics give us the win, and level 46 Haunter gets all 8 badges. Now comes the hard slog, and that of course is going to be, first off, the rival before the Elite Four. And the one I'm scared for, of course, is going to be the Alakazam. It's super effective against us with its hits, and we just need to see if we can actually win this fight. We don't have any problem against literally any of his other Pokemon. We can Psychic our way through, we can Thunderbolt on Pokemon like Gyarados. Growlithe is not a problem whatsoever, it's got Agility, so that's all it will spam because it's Agility is a Psychic type move and we are weak to Psychic. But then comes the Alakazam. Now, Yeah, 3 HP we managed to tank that on. That's really, really close. We managed to keep it asleep all the way to the Venusaur, and then we outspeed the Venusaur, put it to sleep twice, and Dream Eater twice for the win. First time win. That was honestly really close. Now we got a few levels to work with here, and instead of using our rare candies, I'm gonna go against a few trainers in Victory Road, just to get ourselves close to level 50, because I feel like that's going to be a better matchup to start the Elite Four on. And of course, we've got to go against the Charizard here on this cool trainer. There's a few trainers that I quite like to go against while I'm in Victory Road. This cool trainer here is one of them, pretty much because she has a Chansey which gives you about 2,000 plus experience. The worst thing though is they have a Parasect that has Spore, so if you don't take it out in one, you are getting put to sleep. Once you can put it to sleep yourself though, Dream Eater it, get your HP back, Thunderbolt the Dugong, and then out comes the Chansey. Now, as long as you can get it to sleep, this is very easy, and because it has ridiculous HP stat, Dream Eater will recover your HP very, very quickly. And of course, she goes for the Hyper Potion, we use Psychic and get the win. Going into level 49, and that's a good level to start off the Elite Four, really. So here we go, let's see how we do against Lorelei. Considering we've got Thunderbolt on our moveset, we should be pretty good here. It's going to take 2 Thunderbolts to take down the Dugong. And then the Cloyster hopefully nearly goes down to 1 as well. We haven't taken too much damage, and we're not going to badge boost and use Mimic here. The worst thing is going to be this Jinx. Not because it's got a super effective move against us, just because it's annoying. Last up is Lapras, and we'll get to sleep for good measure, and then Thunderbolt for the win. That's a very easy first Lorelei fight, level 51. Very happy with that. Let's see how we do against Bruno, and of course, this should be an easy whitewash. We've got Psychic on our moveset, and all of his Pokemon are very specially weak. We pretty much... It's going to be 5 Psychics and 5 KOs here, unless this Machamp... It can tank it, wow. I'm surprised that Machamp can actually tank that. That's interesting, but either way. Let's see how we do against Agatha. We are doing really, really well here. We are sweeping through the Elite Four. And straight away we get a big Nightshade from that Gengar. She switches into her Pokemon. We cannot get a bit of respite here unless we can Dream Eater to get our HP back. This is why I wanted Dream Eater for this run. So as long as we can get our HP back, we're in good stead here. We can Psychic the Arbok and it's a one-shot. Gengar is out last, and as long as we can get a Hypnosis in, there we go. We will Dream Eater for the win. And there we go, that is Agatha completed. I go for the Thunderbolt for the final hit. And that brings us 3 for 3, first time wins. Can we beat Lance first time here? That's what I want to know next. So with us being a poison type, it means that 3 out of his 5 Pokemon will not do much damage against us. So as long as we can get past the Gyarados, we should be okay, but we're not doing too well here. We need to use Thunderbolt. And next up is going to be the Dragonair. Now this is the perfect Pokemon to get our HP back on. So once we get it to sleep, we'll use Dream Eater and get ourselves back up to full HP. It may take both Dragonairs to get us back up to full HP though. At level 54, we are doing really, really well against Lance here. So once we are now back up to full HP, the big threat comes out, and that is Aerodactyl. But to be fair, it's not exactly a big threat because I'm pretty sure all of its moves are normal type, which is weird. Like, how come we couldn't give it Rock Slide here? But either way. Once we've got this Dragonite to sleep, we will need to start chipping away at it because none of our moves are super effective. So we'll just have to chip away, but he will only use Psychic type moves on us. We beat Lance first time of all things, and now it's just the champion. Can we go for the full sweep here? First time wins. Let's see how we do against Trinket. So first off is the Pidgeot, and we're going to try and get it to sleep, get back our HP from that wing attack, and then we'll Thunderbolt it down to the ground. So next up is Alakazam, and Psybeam nearly takes us out in one, but the second does take us down. We are pretty much relying on Hypnosis to hit. A 60 base accuracy move. If it doesn't hit, then we pretty much lose the attempt. Oh, wow. We managed to get the Hypnosis, that's great. That's an absolute great start. We use a couple of Psychics to try and get a special drop on the Alakazam. Doesn't happen, so it just goes down to 5 Psychics. Next up is the Rhydon, which will be going down very, very quickly here. We've not taken any damage whatsoever, and 2 Dream Eaters will take down this Rhydon. We're level 56 here, so we're looking pretty good. We're at Gengar's level. Thunderbolt will take down the Gyarados, but we level up to level 57, so we've already not completed the same Gengar quality. Next up is the Arcanine. It's going to go down to a Psychic. And next up is the Venusaur. Finally, we get it to sleep. Dream Eater for the win twice. Oh, we'll just go for the Psychic for the win. I'm quite happy with that. Level 57. I'm annoyed that the level is just one worse than Gengar, but let's see what the time is. Can we beat it on time alone? Let's have a look. Hall of Fame. Haunter is in the Hall of Fame. At level 57. 3 hours, 20 minutes. Okay, that's about 10-11 minutes worse than Gengar. But considering Gengar has got better stats, and yeah, that makes sense. It's still a very high tier in Pokemon, don't get me wrong, but wow. It just can't match up to Gengar. Either way. That was a fun run. I recommend the Ghastly line, any of them, to do a solo run with. Let's see what we get next. First up is Executor. Now, we've done the Execute run recently, so I'm not massively motivated to do that one right now. Next up is Vileplume. That could be a great choice. We've not done anything from the Oddish line in a long time. We've not even done Oddish yet. And thirdly is Jolteon. I really want to do more evolutions, but I want to do a Vileplume run. We haven't done a grass Pokemon for a little while. Okay guys, if you got to this point in the video, please smash that like and subscribe. I hope you guys are enjoying the month of RetroBrown so far. And we will see you tomorrow for the Vileplume run. Take care.